So many of you reach for the fairway wood and you go, man, I got to get this thing up into the air. And you never seem to quite get it up into the air. Why? Aren't you glad you're watching? By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends about what we're doing over here. So here's the deal. You're looking at this club, and it doesn't have a whole lot of loft on it. And you stand in to hit that shot, and you immediately start trying to get this ball up into the air. And so you start to push back and fall away. And you go like this. And all of a sudden, and you don't swing very fast because you have no confidence, and the thing comes out and it's got no apex whatsoever, and it doesn't go very far at all. Now, here's what I want you to do. What I want you to understand is that in order for us to get this ball up into the air, what we have to do is we got to let this club come a little bit more from the inside or down the line. And when that starts to happen, this thing gets a little bit more shallow. Fairway woods, we don't want steep in this. We want a little bit more shallow. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not coming down into the ball. It is, but it's just not coming down like a pitching wedge. It's shallower, okay? When you start to shallow, you got to do a couple of different things. One of the things that you've got to do, and one of the things that I like to pay attention to, is where my trail arm is relative to my lead arm. So when I'm here, if my trail arm is underneath my lead arm, I've got a shallow swing. If my trail arm is on top of my lead arm, I've got a steep swing. Well, what happens is when you're backing out and you're doing this number here, you now all of a sudden have a very long trail arm, a very steep angle of attack, and a very low shot. What I want you to do, and what I know that you can do, is when you come in, try to feel like this trail arm is under the lead arm. So in here like this. And now when it's under, now all of a sudden, and I didn't really feel like I swung a whole lot harder, but because my trail arm is under the lead arm, it's bent. So now, all of a sudden that golf ball climbs up into the air. Now I didn't hit it hard. I wasn't trying to hit it hard. But that one there had an apex of about 57 feet. The ones before was like 30 feet, 28 feet. That's what you're battling. And it'll get a little bit higher as you get a little bit more speed. And you'll get a little bit more speed when you get a little bit more confident. Now here's what I want you to try to imagine, okay? You take a club, your fairway wood, you put your hand on it. So we go like this. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to make a swing where your trail arm, bent, comes underneath, bent. So it just goes like this. And how is that working? How's my trail arm moving in here? Well, all of a sudden, my trail shoulder is going forward, but it's down a little bit. Instead of it being over here, like if I want to get my arm over the top of that, my trail shoulder has to stay high. I get into here, my trail shoulder has to be low. So my trail shoulder is key in that feel of that trail arm being under the lead arm. So I still feel this, but my shoulder is the thing that tells me that I did a good job or I didn't. Now that one there I tried to hit a little bit harder. And it went a little bit farther. And it also had a little bit of a draw. And now watch the numbers change. 86 is the apex on that thing. And the ball traveled a little bit farther. I didn't try to help it up into the air. What I did was I got my trail arm underneath the lead arm. This position here, this mindset here, this drill here gets me all of a sudden into that position where my trail shoulder is a little bit lower. Let's see if I can get one to get even higher than that 86. Now that ball speed was 132. So I'm going to try not to swing any harder or any faster. And don't pay attention, by the way, to the club head speed because I don't have the club marked. So that club head speed is simply an approximation, and it's not correct because it's not marked. But when I come through here now, I'm really going to feel like my trail arm is under there. Trail shoulder is down. I got that a little bit thinner. So that one there is not going to quite get up to the 87 or the 86 that I had before. It still goes quite a good distance, and it still has 77 feet of apex, not the 36, but it wasn't as good as I can do. This takes some time. It really does. Because what you have to do is, I don't want your trail shoulder to drop down. It's when your right arm is underneath or your trail arm is underneath your lead arm, the trail shoulder is going to be moving forward, but it's lower. Okay? So I got that one thin. I got to have one more here. See if we can't get this thing up into that air. Get up, get up, get up there. Okay. Let's see if I got it any higher. We wait. 87. Okay. So a little bit higher. I got a little practice to do. You got a little practice to do. But you want to get that ball in the air, you got to get your trail arm underneath the lead arm. When your trail arm is on top of that lead arm, you are firing that club down so steeply the ball has no chance of getting into the air. You're not going to get any distance, and you're not going to have any consistency with your game, which we're all looking for. So when you're trying to hit that ball up into the air, make sure that that trail arm is underneath the lead arm right there, and make sure that trail shoulder is going a little bit lower. I still want it forward, but I want you to feel like that thing's going a little bit lower. That's going to give you some trajectory, and you're going to enjoy your game a whole lot more, particularly with those fairway woods. To improve all parts of your game, subscribe to my channel and click the link below.